one last thing I did want to finish with, which was a personal purchase of mine, and I, you know, all these, you know, lovely netbooks coming out and about. This is a Acer Aspire 1, which came with some sort of funny operating system on it, but I reformatted it and put Windows 7 Ultimate on it. So this is a 1.6 gigahertz Intel Atom processor. Hand went up at the back there for those of you who didn't see it. I said with 1 gig of RAM and 120 gigs of hard drive at the moment, not SSD, because the SSD cost more than this did. But that's a £228 netbook, all delivered. And I'm actually, as you can see there, it is Ultimate. I'm running Media Center on it. Doesn't have any actual content on it yet because I only got it on Friday. But its performance as a Windows machine is fantastic. So it looks very Vista-ish for the moment, but that is Windows 7 running on there. It's the PDC build.
This is not what Windows 7 will look like in its final form.
No. You would have seen if you'd watched the PDC build a couple of other features that aren't there. In fact, the welcome isn't there, is it, on this one? So if I go into just look at my properties, you can just see how the Windows Experience Index rates up on that. Oh, it is available. There it is. So it's a 2.3. Now, to put that in context, I was wandering around last year, various shops. As you do, you go into a high street supplier and you either change the password on them or you leave it on the Windows Experience Index, as I did, so that people can make informed decisions. And I was, pretty disgusted to see some very high brand laptops going for a lot of money that had the same performance index as this one. So it's very interesting and insightful to actually have an Intel Atom to play with for once. And I'm pretty impressed with that. And
what was really impressive about that? I was just playing with it today. Flip 3D is something that didn't work well on laptops 2 years ago. The Flip 3D performance on that, even with a score of 2.3, it's butter smooth. Like, show them the Flip 3D.
I was trying to, but it doesn't do it for me on this output now. It's going through that port on the side there. I guess it's that.
Oh? Is it the...
It should be WinTab, yeah?
No, not Win... yeah, it's Win... No, doesn't it?
WinTab. No, it's not doing it. No,
okay.
No.
Well...
Take your word for it.
Yeah, it was amazing on that. Like, even with a score of 2.3, it beat my old Dell D820, which has like a great graphics card, and a higher score. But I don't know what it is, whether it's Win7, whether it's a driver or the graphics. But it's
well, there's PowerPoint for
really
you.
powerful.
I mean, that's the real PowerPoint presentation. You know how big they can get. I think I'm well impressed with it. In fact, when I'm not deving, although you will have noticed that. I have got my 2005 Express there. I couldn't have a machine without a dev tool on it for those lazy moments. But yeah, it's a fantastic little box. So I look forward to Windows 7 with much eagerness because those devices and that look like a potent combination.
Yeah.
All right, one last slide then. So, whoops, an awful lot of this content will be published on a variety of our blogs. Most of the stuff I've built is up there on whatyoudo.net. And then you've got Virals, Have You Seen My Stapler, and Jamie E. Burgess.
Which is very new. So as I say, I've only been with Microsoft now for just under 2 months, so I'm slowly building my blog up.
I'd like to point you at two user groups that I work with. Specifically, they are the xna-uk.net user group. That's a UK group of professionals, students and hobbyists writing XNA games. We have gatherings here in London, randomly, but watch the site for when the next one is, where we have show and tells. People come and show their games. In fact, we have this auditorium with Xboxes and PCs up against these screens for people to have multi-gaming, so you can imagine the fun there. And then another one, the digitallifestyle.com. Ian Dixon, who's MVP for the Windows Media Center, has been creating the site, but we've teamed up with him to help create a physical UK community, and we'll be trying to do the same show and tells around home automation and media center and home server usage in that site as well. So do have a look at those sites. And the Natural User Interface group, it's an open source body. They do Java, they do .NET, and they do native C++ for all those different multi-touch systems. So it's good stuff. And don't forget the Vista Squad, which is a Vista squad.
Throw a couple out there as well.
But these ones are specifically where I've just created content or borrowed content from.
So wegotserved.com.
Yep.
Yeah, we got some of that.
That's one of the stuff, the plugins for
And
MCU.
the green button for Media Center.
Yeah.
Thegreenbutton.com.
mp3car.com for any, there's a lot of discussion, a lot of in-depth developing stuff if you want to have a look and try and develop some front ends for car PCs. And ITX Warehouse, maybe?
Mini-itx.com is my favoured supplier of small devices, small PCs. But anyway, the light's flashing. It's going to go off and on a lot. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much for your attendance.